'Cause I fucking want to. Uh, nope, not general. We are live with a half episode of D&D. A little bit, yeah. You're eating, aren't you? Oof. What kind of fries? What are we talking about? Ooh. Nice. Nice. I thought about getting some jacks, but I only had enough points that I could get a burger, and I really uh wanted a grilled chicken. Uh, just gonna give it a couple of seconds for some people to join. That way you can scarf down the rest of your food. Oh, okay. Uh, oh, well, I had me some General Tso's chicken, some gluten-free version. Apparently, I'm a family of four. I ate the whole fucking bag. You ever start eating and you're like midway through it and then you get to the bottom? Oh shit. Oh, because it's not picking up any. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that now. Because it's not made to pick up this. Okay, now y'all should be able to hear turn. Oh, we weren't in the right channel for it to pick it up, so it wasn't.
Very classy.
Ain't it though? I'm
Yeah, I
glad.
got me a bigger jack though, so
Ooh, with the bacon.
no, I didn't go a bigger. What's that? A bacon jack or something?
I think it's a big bacon.
Hello, nerd.
Uh, yep. Just gonna give it a couple more seconds for more people to join, since I really didn't announce this earlier or at all, or even say that it was happening until it did. No, not Jack in the Box. Two different companies, I think.
No, Jack is in Jax.
Yeah, Jack's.
Apostrophe S.
Yeah, the
Find the
better one.
closest one to you. It's probably in Tennessee.
Maybe not.
For PCM, yes.
I know, but I'm probably saying it's probably like more like in Alabama.
No, it is in Tennessee. There are some along the Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and Alabama, Mississippi border.
Oh, there's one in Rome, Georgia, but I think that's the furthest west they go, or east.
That's east.
Now, listen here,
West.
west. Right. So, I guess we can go ahead and get started for those who care. Yeah, it's basically only an Alabama chain. Uh,
Worth it though. You should make the drive.
yeah, worth it. It's pretty good. The fry, they have a certain seasoning sauce that they use, which is fan fucking tastic.
Arguably the best fries.
Arguably, yeah. I'm not doing that. They have a pretty good like special sauce called comeback sauce, which is pretty good. I prefer it over honey mustard.
I'll have to try it next time I get chicken there.
Mm. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just fucking good. But anyways,
Jax.
Jax. Jax.
Jax.
I could scarf down an entire bag of Jack's fries without even questioning it.
Not only that, it's like a quarter of the price.
Yeah. Five Guys, it's like $30, but you get a fuck ton of fries. Jack's, it's like $5 and you get the same amount of fries.
I got a bigger Jack with fries and a drink for less than $10.
Yeah, my normal meal for work or at work is like $9. $9.99 for two fries, a drink, and a fucking piece of grilled chicken. So, anyways, where we last left it off with Turned character, Torhath. I always want to say the Vast afterwards, but not yet. Uh, you had just discovered the tracks leading away from the farm as watching your comrades had following the track of the spider horse, and you have turned around, headed back towards the inn. What would you like to do? The town is yours.
The town is mine.
Yes.
I figure I will go back to the statue later. So let's see.
Uh,
That's just a mill right there, right? Nothing too special.
so right next to the mine on the right, yeah, that is a mill slash forge slash foundry. So the mill wheel that's in the water is not turning a normal millstone. It's turning a hammer for
Cool.
forging. Yeah, pulleys
Cave
and
into my
wires.
urges. I
Breaking.
go deeper and I go as far into the mine as the miners have gotten and just start throwing up what is it?
Gang signs.
No, I just start putting light everywhere.
Is that what you want to do?
No.
Okay.
She just
Tor-
said cave and I thought cave.
Torhath goes into the mines and starts putting oh god, what is it? The Crips were here.
Just writing that in the light cantrips.
Yeah, oh god. That is one hell of a way to fuck with someone. Just writing the Crips were here in light. It can't be erased using non-magical means. But anyways,
It's
yes.
funny because I have light.
Of course you do. Uh yeah, that right next to mine is part of the mine. It's actually closer than it is on the map, but
Okay.
yeah, the map was made by me, so this is an artist's interpretation.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. We got the mill. That's
Yep.
the inn. Bunch
Yep.
of random houses down both ways of the river there.
On this side of the river, across from the inn, all of those. Well, you fucking idiot. Not you, the dog. She's fucking with the trash can. Uh, Across the road from the inn, all these similar looking buildings are actually storefronts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, going down from the end as you're walking through the town on say, and you're walking across. You notice that this road, I'm pointing on the fucking thing, like you can see where I'm pointing. Uh,
Use your mouse.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. I also realized that nobody can fucking see that.
Oh.
uh, so down from where the Spider Horse farm is, you notice that that's just houses. It continues for another few houses afterwards, and down when you get to the end, you notice there's a few houses running down that way, but it's mostly like farmland from that way. And you notice the
Okay.
six shops, six different shops.
Was there anything interesting about the mountain?
Uh,
No, I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and do the statue now.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
we'll figure out that later.
What about the statue are you wanting to do?
Oh, I don't know. I'm still trying to piece it together a little bit.
Yeah. I think so far you know. What so far do you know about the statue? Before I
All right,
accidentally give away information.
here's what I got written down for it. The barred human glaring at the mountain, the open palm, something there before the town.
Yep.
It's not stone.
Yep.
Has the faintest trace of enchantment,
Yeah. Enchantment or yeah, enchantment.
alteration.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% not a statue.
Yes.
The pillar has been here for 500 years, and no signs of weathering.
Nope.
And the pillar was also here before the city, but it's not as old as the statue.
Yep. That's so far what you know. So what exactly about the statue are you wanting to investigate?
All right, would I be able to do a history check on the statue and compare it to any sort of knowledge that I gained prior to uh joining this
Yeah. Go
the
ahead.
caravan?
Roll a general history check.
Oh, fuck.
Please tell me you got a one.
I got I got a 3, so that bumped me up to a 7.
Okay, for a seven, you really were a wanderer most of the time. I mean, the funny thing is you were a wanderer along this mountain range, but you never came this
Hmm.
far down south. You say south, even though this city's basically like would be like Nebraska of the U.S. It's
Okay.
south, but it's not south. And you stuck more towards the north. You really have until you're on your way down to this town. You really never heard of this statue or the town itself.
All right. I do a would would a nature check on all the vines and anything there be useful for something?
You could
I
guess,
don't I don't
considering
really
that,
see it
yeah,
being useful.
well, you being a wanderer for so long, a good enough nature check would tell you how old the vines themselves are.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll throw it.
yeah,
Well, hit me down for 22.
22. So you spend the better part of probably about 30 to 40 minutes just looking over each one of these vines and the weathering pattern on the statue's feet and the oh god, what did I call it? Under the statue, the pillar. And you would hazard to guess that this is the sixth generation of flowers that have been on this pillar. So they've been there for God knows, maybe at least 478 years, give or take a few years. They've been there for a while. They're not as old as the pillar itself, but they definitely are old.
Mi- Almost might as well be.
Yeah, almost might as well be. And you notice, especially with how you have been in the nature for so long, nature, in the nature, uh, you would notice that most of these plants look abnormally healthy. Like they're more vibrant than other plants that should be around this area, especially considering it's going into middle of autumn. These plants should be like losing color. They shouldn't be recently bloomed.
Okay.
So the plants do look abnormal. You wouldn't even be able to give a name With a 22, you know that these plants probably are not natural to anywhere around here. Also, some of the townspeople going back and forth from the mine over time uh, have looked at you occasionally, but not overly.
They just kind of see someone looking at the statue like this guy's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
wonky.
Well, this is a normal occurrence when new people come into town, because you know people are interested about this weird statue, and then they give it up after a little bit. So,
Oh,
but yeah.
could I do
hmm
another Arcana roll, even though I did one the other day?
Yeah, it's been a day, so I would say you could do another Arcana roll.
All right,
Uh,
mark me down as a 22.
another 22. Uh, spending the better part of an hour, I would say. Just going over it, using your magic symbol to just touch on the not really touching on the statue, but feeling the magical energy of it. It's 100% uh, enchantment. And as you're doing this, you're noticing that you almost go into like this translucent state with your eyes. You're seeing the statue, but you're also seeing through the statue, looking straight up at the magic. And you're noticing that there's cracks forming in the magic, as though the magic has been weakening for a while. No, it's not near breaking at this point, but uh it's definitely getting
So,
weaker.
so I'm able to see what the statue sees, basically.
Not You're not seeing what the statue sees, you're seeing the magic that is of and around the statue.
Okay,
Imagine it as a really, really good trip, and you're seeing the colors within the colors.
gotcha.
Like, those paintings where there's seven hidden Indians in the painting. Can you find all seven?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see the seven.
Okay.
Uh, Sorry, I'm not really reading chat right now. But thank you for watching again.
Let's see here. What else could I do with it?
I would say you've already done a nature, a history, and an arcana.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the only things you would be able to do now is an investigation on the statue itself, or maybe a
Yeah.
perception on maybe some of the weathering on the statue itself. Maybe.
It won't hurt to do an investigation on the statue.
No, roll for it.
Fuck, it will hurt. Six.
A 6, you really don't uncover anything more than you did last time.
Pretty much all the new stuff I know is about the vines and the Arcana then.
Yeah. Uh,
All right.
I would say, hold on, let me look because I need to look at the other checks. Uh,
Am I
it's
or
Go ahead.
for the Arcana check a minute ago? Am I able to kind of see where the magic is centered around,
It's
or if there's a trail away from it?
you. How do I describe this in a way? You don't notice a trail going away from the statue, only because with that high of an Arcana check, you would know that this isn't of this realm magic. It's not tied to
Gotcha.
anything of this realm. So what you're looking at is you're trying to see the tether that's running out, but it's almost like you're trying to see another dimension while looking in this dimension.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're looking for the 4D lines in a 3D dimension. Uh, I could say that you could either do a perception check, an insight check, or a medicine check as one of your last checks on the statue itself for today.
Oh, we'll do. Oh, we'll do a medicine check.
Okay.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
16.
16. You spend a while looking at the statue, looking for any signs of injury on this person, and you notice that there definitely were cuts on the skin that you didn't notice earlier, because this is you really looking to try to see injuries or stuff like that. And as you're doing this, you actually get up a little onto the podium and feel on the neck where the statue would be just to see, and you ever so faintly feel fa-foom, fa-foom. Like every few minutes there's a different thump, like a heartbeat.
All right.
So, yeah. So there are cuts on the statue. It's still alive after all this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to know about that. Whatever it was holding, but I'd imagine too much time has passed for me to figure any sort of
I say you
that
could
out.
do a not persuade, yeah, a persuasion check to make the statue tell you what it knows.
Nothing.
No
It
response.
doesn't speak.
Fuck. Make a perception or insight check to try to gander what it could have been.
Go insight.
Okay.
17.
With a 17, you would think it's either there was a hand at one point in it, like he was hoping somebody's uh, hoping a holding another hand at the time, or it could have been a gemstone of some kind. It's hard to tell with the shape of the hand what precisely was in there, but you know it was nothing small and he was grasping on something.
You know what? Just to see what happens, we'll throw my hand in how it fits into his hand.
Okay.
Probably, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Hold on, I have to move my keyboard.
Palm grasping the statue, indeed.
Pre-mix.
That's the hope, yes.
Uh, how do I? What do I want to do? Hold on. You you don't notice much of a change, although their town people are looking at you kind of weird. Uh, but there is a slight change in the grasp after a minute. Like it's not like the statue's hand closes. It's not a weeping angel
Right.
situation. Although that would be pretty funny. uh, but there's definitely a little bit of movement, a slight grasp in the grasp.
All right.
Thank you. Uh, yeah, I'd say that's about all you could do with the statue for today.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's about, I would say at this point, probably about 11 or 12.
All right.
So the sun's not fully up in the sky, but it's definitely getting close.
All right.
So,
Uh, let's see here. Let's go to the mine. What could go wrong?
all right. As you walk over to the mine, which isn't far from the statue, it's really kind of like across the street from it. You notice that people are coming in and out, pushing carts, mine carts, and you notice that sorry, there is a mine cart track that goes to uh the forge and the foundry, and then you see another one that comes back in, going down, and you notice there's kind of a loose guard at the front, but he's not really stopping anybody. He just kind of stands there.
Gotcha.
So you can walk in if you want.
Yeah, let's walk in.
All right. He looks at you up and down, just looks to see if you're like feeling dangerous. He's rolling an insight against you, so I want you to roll if you're trying to be suspicious or not trying to be
Uh,
suspicious.
I am not really trying to.
Okay, so he looks at
So,
you, glares at you a little bit, and he slightly moves out of the way for you to go in. And as you get in, you notice there's a hustle and bustle going around. You can hear pickaxe in the distance, but one thing you can see that I'm going to send a picture of in the chat because you're the first person to see this. Uh, did I save it? I don't think so. I am so sorry. I did not save. Hold on, I have to do. I am sorry. I am dealing with stuff on my end.
it's fine. We can blame it on PCM.
That is a fair point. Uh, blame it on the.
Nerd.
I.
Hatsune Miku.
It's not Hatsune Miku. It's
Damn it.
your mother.
PCM, I have confirmed that Hatsune Miku is not in the mines.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So as you get
There is
close,
no concert.
this is kind of what you're seeing. If you want to look on the stream, it'll be a
Oh,
second.
yeah.
Uh,
No, I'm seeing it.
yeah, you're starting to see like this is forming into more than just a mine. Uh, as you originally thought, there is buildings and beginning of a city down here.
All right.
As many buildings are outside, you would say there's probably at least half in here. And you see these massive pillars that are going about 100 feet up to hold up the statue, to hold up the mountain. You can see quite in the distance there's a couple mine shafts running out. There's only like 3 or 4 right now. And you see some buildings here and there. You see another massive foundry in here that you didn't even see or know about. You see these, as you're looking up to look at the pillars, you see these massive columns of light coming down from atop the mountain. What do you want to do? You see movement everywhere. There's hundreds of people moving around. Even more dwarves are moving around. There could be probably somewhere about 300 people moving around, just moving metal across places. There's building in the distance, and you see people going into the mine and coming out of the mines. You see there's one dwarf in the middle that's kind of directing everything. From your distance, you can't
All
really
right.
tell if it's a man or a woman.
All right. Let's do a where is it? Perception.
Okay.
Just to kind of get my feel if there's anything interesting.
Okay. Roll.
Fuck.
How'd you roll?
That's a 1 plus 4. However you want to do that.
Uh, you really don't get natural ones on uh these kind of checks to me.
Perfect.
Like that. I would say more you get your eyes caught in one of the sunbeams and you're just like, oh fuck. Uh,
Gotcha.
hold on. I think you might have advantage.
Uh, I have dark vision.
Yeah, I know. It's just some animalistic characters have advantage on sight. I'm gonna say you have advantage on sight-based uh stuff.
All right.
Only because you're a fucking owl.
All right.
I'm
I
gonna
can
let
dig it.
I'm gonna let you re-roll that. You're a fucking owl. You have advantage in the dark.
Well, I don't have the light cantrip and the dark vision. I forgot I had dark vision when I was picking out all my spells. Duh.
That does happen.
It works though because can't always be traveling alone, even though I do majority of the time.
Yeah.
So
Roll that perception.
once more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, advantage.
Uh, advantage is +3, right? Or +5,
No,
+3.
advantage is you just re-roll. You roll
Oh,
2d20 and you pick the higher. You already rolled once, so you're just rolling another d20.
so I rolled a 5, and then I rolled a 23,
Okay, so the 23 is definitely higher.
slightly.
As you get the sun out of your eyes, you're looking around and you're noticing that one of the mine shafts that's over to your right. So I would say for the people watching the stream, because I can actually do it, it would be over here. It's just not drawn in because of the darkness on accident. And you notice that it's going down, but nobody's going near it.
Oh, so I came in from the top up there.
This is a mine. This is a mine. This is a mine. You came in from down here.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
this area is lighter.
Gotcha. You said on my right, so I was looking on the other
Yeah,
side
my
there.
bad. I
No, you're good.
yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Oh, fuck it. Let's roll that way.
all right. As you start heading that way, some dwarves look at you kind of suspiciously because you're a really big owl person. And the head dwarf looks in your direction for half a second, starts talking to other stuff. He looks back in your direction as you're getting closer. Their eyes just go wide for a second, like, oh shit. And they start not really running in your direction, but more of like a fast business walk as they're still talking to other people that are coming up. They're still in charge, so there's like 4 or 5 dwarfs that just come up, ask a question, walk off. 5 more come up,
Okay.
walk off. And as they get close
Okay.
to you, I want you to roll a perception check to see if you can tell the gender of this dwarf.
24.
You can tell that it's a male. uh, long beard that goes about mid belly, you would say. Although it's tucked in a little bit, so you can't really tell how long it is.
All right.
Wearing this pretty nice armor. It's all steel armor, but there's in bits of blue spots everywhere in the steel, and there's a little bit of gold inlay to just show that it's a higher rank. Uh,
Probably like the foreman.
yeah, probably like the foreman. You would take a gander, and as he comes up, he goes, "Wait, wait, wait! What are you doing?"
Looking around.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't go down that path if I was you.
Any particular reason?
Everyone we've sent down it has came out screaming. We found something at the end of it, and it ain't gone over well for anybody.
I think I'll still go down it if you don't mind then.
That's fine, but just know we're not responsible for any damages or injuries to your person. As
You
they pull out this scroll out of one of their side pockets, and it has a little sign off at the bottom. It's, it's you read through it because it's in common. You're reading through it. It's a fucking waiver. They're like, well, we're gonna have to have you sign before you go down there, just in case, so your relatives don't come and sue us.
all right?
Do you sign the
I'll
waiver?
sign it.
Okay, cool.
I'll sign it. Yeah.
As you sign it, she does the or she God fuck you, chat. You're making me say she. Uh, as you sign it, he makes some hand gesture with his hand, and it duplicates. And he hands you one of them and puts the other one in his satchel. And he
All
says,
right.
"Well, what happens to you happens to you." And he just walks off.
All right. I'll start going that down that way then.
Okay. Uh, it's dark. Even with your night vision,
No, dark
it's
vision.
yeah. Even with your dark vision, it is
Oh,
dark. It is almost for the people who don't know, dark vision doesn't mean you see colors. It's black and gray. As you get further and further away from the light, you can't even really see the shapes of the wall. You see where the wall is. You see where the uh, uh you see where the ceiling is. You see the floor. So you're not going to trip over anything. But you really can't see the grooves in the side. It just gets darker and darker and darker the further and further
right.
you go down.
I'll throw up one of my light cantrips
Okay. Do you
on the
cast it?
wall there.
Okay, you cast it on the wall, and it takes you a second for your eyes to get used to the brightness. And as you look around, you can see small pits in the wall where they've been digging and digging with pickaxes. And you don't really see anything abnormal. Hey, no! Damn it.
Talking to your PCM.
She fucking pissed. Hold on. Let me go let her out of here. Go on. Go on. If y'all can hear that fan in the other room, just let me know. Uh, I can hear it. Hold on. I'll be right back. You don't really notice
I
any. Go ahead.
I was gonna tell PCM I didn't realize that your dog was doing that until after I'd said that. So
Yeah, I peed on the floor, not shit on the floor. I'll have to clean
yeah.
that up in a minute. Uh, as you beginning, you don't notice anything weird on the ground. It's not like there's not like blood stains or blood trails out of here. It's just a normal mine shaft. I mean, you start getting a little bit away from the light, and you know that the light should last about 30 feet, but it's really only going like 10 to 20 feet before it's starting to go dimmer and dimmer as you get further and further away.
All right. Let's see
Uh,
here.
yeah, you've been probably traveling for about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, keep moving a little bit further then.
Okay.
I'm still able to see the general shapes of the wall and everything, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can still see like you would tell before you fell into a hole.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm I'm just gonna throw my hand up on the wall there just to as I'm walking just to be sure,
yeah.
you know.
The walls feel cold. Uh, and a little wet. Like not like there's running water next to you, but like just moist, kind of wet.
Hmm.
Kind of like how a bottle would feel if it was really cold and you left it out in the sun for a hot second.
So it's condensating.
Yeah, it's condensating.
All right.
Uh, as you get further down, you do notice that it's starting to get lighter and lighter the further down you go. As above you, it was, dark, and it was darker and darker and darker. And as the further down you're going, you're starting to see small light sources further and further away from you.
All right.
And as you get closer to them, you start noticing there's more of them. You're like, oh, there's a couple of light sources. Okay, there's like 20, 30, 70, 80. And as you get close, you start just seeing these almost cuboidal structures in the wall. Uh, that are just these blue shapes of ingots of just you don't even know the metal because you're not really into metal work and all that, and you just see them every few feet, just covering the floor and covering the walls. And there's just hundreds of them going down this uh, mine. That would be mine, Kellen. Um, Hold on, let me try to find a way to mute this. I can't mute Discord because if I mute Discord, I mute Turn. Sorry.
Very classy.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. What do you want to do? You can see that
Uh,
it's. You can kind of see like at about 30 feet away from you, it does start to look a little different.
let me walk about 30 feet in that direction then.
Okay. As you get about 20 feet away from where you just were, you don't notice it at first, but the regular sounds you were hearing aren't there anymore. The regular creaking and crackling of the earth. Something you would only hear being underground for a long time, and you just don't hear it now. And the
Can can
walls.
I
Go ahead.
can I still hear all the mining noises from back behind me or no?
No, you're too far away.
Okay. So I lost track of or I lost hearing of that a while ago then.
Yeah, you would have stopped hearing it about 100 feet back.
Okay.
Uh, the walls aren't as wet anymore. There's much, much more metal in the walls. But the one thing you do notice is you're used to feeling dirt and stone underneath you. But as you continue to step, you notice that the feeling's different. And as you look down to see why, the floor is not chiseled pit anymore. This is, I hate that I just said chiseled and now I'm saying it is chiseled. This is pure chiseled stone. This is beautifully crafted floor in front of you. It looks old, but it's beautiful. You can see designs in the floor and some in the walls as you're getting closer to whatever is in front of you. Uh, and as you're getting closer to this point, you start seeing that there is a whole room stretching out in front of you that you just can't see fully in yet.
Oh, what kind of check could I do on the chiseling there? I'm
Uh,
kind of is it or actually is it more writing or is it more like
you
art
it
art
would be
type
more like
stuff?
marble flooring.
Okay, so it's like the natural gradient type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's a natural
Okay.
stone, but it's a really well worked stone.
Okay. So it's more just flat and
Yeah.
whatever was there is
Yeah, because like
whatever
when you're
was in the rock is
yeah.
right there then.
Well, kinda. The mine shaft you came down is not, a flat surface
Right.
straight down. You it's rocky. When you get down to here, it is flat. Perfectly flat. And as you look down at it and you're studying it a little bit more, you notice on some of the light, this is not the same stone. This is a much darker stone than the rest of the stone of the mine behind you.
Okay. Yeah, what what kind of check can I do on it then? Just a investigation or
Hold on. I gotta look at checks real quick. You're not proficient in stonework, so
no?
I would just say a perception, maybe.
12, 14, 14.
Uh, no. Uh, it's not really your level of expertise, but it is definitely beautifully crafted stone. If anything, it's a black stone. To equate it to what you might know, it's more of a volcanic looking stone,
Okay.
and the rest was like, regular boulder stone.
Uh, in that case, I'll walk into that room that I can't see the entirety of.
Okay. As you walk in, you notice that the room gets much more vast. Like, you were barely tall enough to fit in these mines, and as you step out, you instinctively just stand up straight, going to your full height, not even noticing it at first, and then you look up, and the ceiling's 10 feet away from you. And as you look over, the walls are a good 20 feet wide. And you see next to one of the stone portions that you're used to seeing, one of the weird ores on the wall, there's a little bit of mate indentions in the wall. You wouldn't be able to tell from just a barely faint glow, but you could say it's either artwork or writing.
I'm gonna head over there
Okay?
real quick then.
It's too dark to fully be able to tell what it is. You would need some source of light.
Some source of light, you say?
Yeah.
How many cantrips do I have? Because this will be my second one if I use it.
Infinite.
Oh, cool. Let's two out of infinite. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Cantrips are infinite casts. As you cast this light cantrip, it's if anyone's seen this the Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf casts the light and it's just everything gets seen for a second. You hold on, I gotta close a door so she doesn't go in there. You see this massive cavernous hall stretching out almost 100 feet in front of you, with these massive marble pillars that are entwined with a black volcanic stone that swirls up into the ceiling, holding it up. Seven of these pillars are just popping down the hallway, going down. And as you look at the artwork, it is artwork, but there is some text. You just see artwork going down the wall for a good 20 feet. Would you like to investigate the artwork?
I'd like to. Yeah, let's no, let's do the text first, and then we'll do the
Okay.
artwork.
What languages do you speak?
Common, deep speech, dwarvish, elvish, and giant.
Hold on, I have to look up where deep speech is from. Uh, so you notice a few words, or a few do you have a spell that can translate?
Uh, I got identify.
No, that would just tell you the name of the item. You notice a
Yeah,
few
then
letters that are kind of similar to Elvish, and then a few that are kind of similar to deep speech. You don't really get a full word out of it. I would say you see maybe a T and a D and an R, but you also see some letters like a P in a different sentence and a C in a different sentence. But as you're looking at this artwork and as you're inspecting it, you notice that the artwork's depicting five figures in at the beginning of this artwork. And in the middle of these five figures, because they're standing in a circle of sorts, uh, you see almost this swirling ball in the middle of these different colored paints that are kind of They're almost not washed out, but I would say they're definitely drying out. And as you're noticing this, you see, just walking down it, you see the five figures standing across it as this swirling mass slowly starts to form. And you see one of the five figures kind of moves more towards the center of this moving, swirling form of stuff. And you keep going down and down and down. And you notice this one mass of swirling has turned into a center ring, a ring with about four things around it, and a ring outside of that with 17 almost planetoids around it, with these four outer figures standing at 4 points around the 17 outer rings. One's in the north, east, south, west, if you were looking at it like a compass. And you see standing in the middle is this fifth figure. And then in the next one, you see a figure that almost looks like it's coming from outside of the great rings that you see. And you see the next mural shows this massive battles with multiple bigger figures than mortals. You actually see what looks to be artist's interpretation of the first mortals. These almost taller than normal humanoids that have no real shape that you can identify. And you see beings fighting beside them of taller shape, fighting against these monstrosities in this giant spinning circular serpent-esque cloud that's in the distance that they're all fighting against. And as you come to the last one, you're getting closer to the wall. You see that the bigger beings and the mortals won. And you see this cloud of darkness and serpents and chaos is chained and locked away. And you just see massive chains going everywhere away from it. As you see, there's this tiny, cavernous hole about 5 feet back from where you are now. And it's just there. You see a little bit of a faint glow coming out of it, but nothing else. I need you to roll me a wisdom check as you look at that. A wisdom saving throw.
So yeah, that's just the +4 over my 18, right?
No. Saving throw is different. It
Oh,
says
oh,
saving
saving
throw.
throw modifiers.
Yeah.
Okay. 22.
You feel this massive intrusion in your head for half a second of just all you get before you knock it away is a break.
That's all I hear.
Yeah, that's the only word you hear. You hear break in this grating tongue. You don't know the language that was spoken to you, but you know the meaning of the word. As you just hear that single word echo in your head for a second. I'm also going to say you took 4 points of psychic damage.
I got no clue where to. Or is that just regular damage?
Yeah, that's just regular damage. It's just an
Okay,
indication of what kind of damage.
gotcha.
Yeah, some beings are immune or resistant to psychic. Also put in your notes that you are immune to the psychic effects of the hole in the mind for 2 days. I don't know where you would put that, but you can write it down.
Yeah, I've just got it right here where I'm writing everything else.
Yeah. As you notice, as you hear this weird cackling noise and you hear a language you don't speak, just guttural words coming out from a different voice from in there, but there's definitely something in there.
So two voices from that hole then?
There are two voices. One of them was in your head, and the other one you can tell is real. It's actually in front of you.
I'll take a peek into the hole.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna save this for Thursday, but PCM's art gets
Oh,
show.
oh.
No, it's okay. PCM's art just gets showed off a little earlier than was expected.
No. I mean, you should have known that with how my character is.
I did, but I didn't think you would go this far. Um, I was probably gonna turn you away with the first psychic, but you succeeded. I was gonna be, you were gonna get like this massive headache, and you were just gonna be turned around. Uh,
Come running out of there screaming like everyone else.
depending on the save. Yeah. I'm sending something directly to you, or I
All
guess it
right.
really doesn't matter, because everyone who watches this is gonna see it. That's PCM. I shouldn't send it to her. Um,
No, she doesn't get to see it.
yeah. Hold off before you. I'm gonna hold off before I send it so I can add it to images. Um,
Yeah, if you wanted to just send it to me and then just leave everyone else in suspense.
ah, I could do that and just end your session right here. No, no, I already said that you did arrive back to the inn safely.
Yeah.
So you see before you an image I just sent to you as I pull up the image PCM made of me for me. You see this massive cave in front of you, almost 10 feet high. The hole in front of it's 3 feet high. You had to crawl or get on your knees a little bit to go in there. You see this massive chain going from the top of the cave to the bottom of the cave. And you see that they're the ingots you've been seeing everywhere uh throughout this mine. You just see them everywhere in here, almost echoing and rippling out from this chain. And you see this massive bow that stretches from the ceiling to the floor itself, that is glowing of its own light in the darkness. You don't see any other noise. What made that cackling sound right now?
All right.
Yeah. There's just this 1.5 foot wide chain. It's not like a small chain. This is a massive chain.
Massive chain that just goes up into the mountain.
Hmm. It goes
And
from. Go ahead.
I'm assuming on the way in from where we came from, we didn't see anything leaving the top of the mountain.
Nope.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. You just see this massive chain in front of you. You notice one thing about the chain that just doesn't look right. It is brand fucking new. Or it looks brand fucking new. There's no rust, there's no dirt, there's no mud, there's no dust, there's nothing. Neither on the bow or the chain. Do you want to investigate the chain, the bow?
I wanna do an Arcana check on the bow.
Okay. Do an Arcana check on the bow.
Uh, dirty 20.
You couldn't fathom what this bow is. It's just, you look at it, and for a split second, it's like your eyes like glow a different color when you do an Arcana check, especially when you know magic, because you're actually looking to try to see the magic. All you see before you is a glowing golden light. Whatever whatever school of magic this bow might be, you would never be able to tell.
Okay.
It's just the only if it was a word, the only word you could get back is powerful.
Oh, what's what's something I can do on the chain?
You could investigate, history check, religion check, perception check.
We'll do a history check real quick.
Okay, roll me a history check.
22.
Uh, you're new to religion and history, but you've heard whispers of chains like this before, especially considering the mural you just read awakens certain things. You, from your limited knowledge, there's only one thing something like this chain could be chained to. And it's a name you wouldn't even utter in public. The only word you would utter in public about it is the chained oblivion. I'll send you the actual name about what it is. I might
All right.
roll a religion check for me. Just roll me a religion check to see if you could get anything more out of that. If your god is willing to give you anything more.
Nope.
Would you roll?
4.
No, no. Yeah, no, there, bud. Yeah, you don't know the name of the being that it might be connected to. Whether that be it's the
But
thing chaining it or it's part of its thing. You just know that one word. Or two words.
okay. But I know it has to do with the mural outside there.
Yeah, you would take a pretty good guess saying it's definitely part of the mural. As you hear a small voice in the back of your head, another time, break. No damage. You just hear a softer voice. Not as grating as the other voice, but definitely just the word break.
Do a what happens if I touch the bow?
What?
I haven't actually touched any of it yet. I'm just
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you haven't
Yeah.
touched it.
Yeah.
What?
What happens if I touch the bow?
What? Uh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think of what the word's called. Yes, Tor
He's
have
like
cat in here.
6 foot, okay.
Uh. Uh. What is your? What are you? Are you lawful good, lawful evil, chaotic good, chaotic evil, neutral?
Uh,
What would you say your character is out of the nine? There's lawful good, lawful neutral, lawful evil, neutral good, neutral neutral, which is just true neutral, uh, chaotic neutral, and then there's chaotic evil, or no, neutral evil, chaotic neutral, and then chaotic evil.
I think I'd be somewhere on the neutral line.
Would you say you're
Uh,
more neutral or neutral good?
Probably more neutral neutral.
Okay.
Cool. Or somewhere between the two though. I wouldn't say neutral bad.
Yeah, as you go to touch the bow, you feel a resonance from it. Almost like you're touching a piece of metal that had just been banged against another piece and it's still vibrating. But you don't feel any pain or sense that you get if you're about to touch fire. Just the slight vibration coming from the bow. And as you wrap your fingers around it, grabbing at the bow, you feel this like shock through your whole body. It doesn't do damage, but it's like if you just got a static shock through you. And as you open your eyes again, it's just a normal size, 3 foot long golden bow that has a slight glow to it.
So it went from being an oversized bow to a 3 foot bow.
It went from being a 10 foot tall bow to a 3 foot bow.
Oh,
If you hazard to guess, it was made to fit your size. It
Okay.
feels perfect in your hand. I don't. If you're not proficient with bows, you are now.
So I am now proficient with bows.
You are now proficient with a longbow. As you're grabbing this bow, and as you pull the string back just to test it, there's an arrow on it. You didn't have an arrow, but there's an arrow on it.
Uh, in that case, I'm not gonna shoot the arrow, but I'll pull it back down
Mm-hmm.
to its resting position.
The arrow's not there.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, sorry, Gold. Fuck you. It's a 6 foot tall bow. Fucking dick. It's a good sized bow for you. It would be considered a long bow. Also, I believe on your character sheet there's a way to mark it down. I want you to mark yourself down as neutral good.
I think I have it as neutral, but yeah, I can
Yeah, as
yeah,
some of
I can
the
do that later.
effects of the bow affect you a little bit.
Yeah, I'll figure out how to add the proficiency and
I can add
change
the
that.
proficiency to you.
Okay.
I'll do it after stream. But yeah, you have a bow. I'll add the item later. You have a golden bow.
Um, hmm.
Yep. If you would like, you could try rolling a religion check or a history check to see what the fuck this thing is.
I think I'll roll a history check.
Okay. Been
Been
rolling
doing a
really
little
good
bit.
with. We've been doing good
11.
with those. 11?
Yeah.
Nothing's really coming to mind. Thinking about it, I mean, this would be a hard thing for anyone to figure out what exactly it was called without doing a whole identify ritual.
Okay.
But yeah,
And
you're,
then
you're still in the cave. You can still do some more stuff to the chain if you wish.
yeah, let's touch the chain now.
Okay. You touch the
Oh,
chain. Oh,
I'll like throw the bow on my back, like because since it was made for me, I'd assume that the it is for me to take.
yeah. It
Yeah.
feels like it was made for you. And as you put it on your back, it just attaches to something that you didn't know you had. And uh, yes, gold, but I said what I said. As you let go of it, it doesn't move. And as you go to touch the chain, you just feel cold. Like about to touch liquid nitrogen cold. Your hand kind of pulls back, subconsciously pulls back.
Let me do. We'll do detect magic on it.
Okay. As you do detect magic, roll me an Arcana check.
Fuck, 7.
It's higher than the schools.
It's higher than what?
It's higher than the schools of magic. You know the schools of magic because you're a cleric. You cast from multiple of them. You know of the 10 or so that there are. I actually think there's 8, but shut up. And as you cast it, this is none of them. It's higher than it. It's beyond the schools of magic.
Could do identify.
You could.
I could. Let's do identify on the chain real quick then, while my hand is still there.
Okay. Write down that you cast it. Are you doing it as a ritual, or are you just doing it as the one turn item?
Uh, let's do it as a ritual.
Okay.
Or what do I need for that actually?
Rituals are easier to cast. They just take longer.
Okay. Then
As
yeah.
you spend the better part of 10, 11 minutes casting the spell, uh, the identify spell does work on the chain. Shocking to yourself. As you feel an extra hand kind of helping you with this from the ether. Because like as you're drawing out the sigils on the floor you need to do this, you feel like you're drawing with both your hands, and you just see a third hand draw a certain sigil in the ground you don't recognize, and you just keep drawing.
Uh, could I take note of that sigil and then after the ritual is done, I'm gonna write it down and
Yeah.
what I have.
Uh, as you go to do this, and as you take note of it, and you look back to the sigil and you look away, you forgot about the sigil.
Oh,
Yeah.
so but I know I I know it when I see it, but I
Yeah.
don't know it when I don't see it.
Yeah. You know the silence.
Oh,
Yeah. The sigil is you just got silenced with the sigil. uh, and as you continue to draw this on the ground, you notice a secondary sigil that you didn't draw, but as you keep drawing, you forget about it. And then a third, and that's the only three you find. And as the spell finally finishes, you get the sense of something rushing through your head, information you shouldn't be aware of that you suddenly are. It is a chain older than the old. This chain is either as old as this mountain itself, or maybe older than this mountain itself. It is a chain of binding. It is a chain of binding so powerful you couldn't even fathom what it is binding. And this is not the only one. You can feel the connections because of the magic sigils. You can feel its connection to another realm that it's holding something in. The metal that surrounds it is not of this realm. It is being pulled here because of the chain that never moves and never wilts and never rusts. I feel like I just gave a lot of fucking lore.
that's that's the whole point of my character.
Yeah, you just got like a lot of information, and you're just like, oh, fuck.
Gonna get back, they're gonna be like, "What'd you do?"
I fucking
I saw the
learned.
hand of God.
I saw the hand of something. and as you
I saw something and I can't remember.
and as you the spell finishes and you forget to learn it, you hear the name of what this is chaining. And for those who are in the D&D session, get the fuck off the channel for about 30 seconds. You're not supposed to know this yet, because you can't know this name yet. For those who don't want spoilers of what this name is, come back in 30 seconds and you can rejoin us. For those who don't care, turn. You hear the word Tharizdun.
All right.
You have no idea what that name means. Uh, Gold does, probably. You can come back. And as you get the sense, you just hear a voice in your head, entirely different from the voice that just did all that to you, or tried to get you to break it. You hear, "You should leave now," and from a angelic voice coming through your head.
I will heed that advice.
It's like, that's a good idea.
I don't know a lot, but I know where I'm not supposed to be.
And as you're leaving and as you crawl out of the hole, you just get the sense you should go faster. And as you take off in a sprint, you just hear cackling coming from the hole behind you. As there was something else in that cave. You just didn't see it. Cackling and something smacking something heavy against the rocks, against the ground, and against the roof. But never the chain. You never hear metal on metal. And as you tear ass up the uh, mine,
As as I'm crouching down
you're
the cave there.
you're not even really crouching. You're kind of almost running like a bird.
Oh,
You're running like hip down. Your chest is like almost perpendicular with the ground. You're just dead sprinting up the mine shaft. It takes you no time at all to get to the top. And suddenly you burst out from the top of the mine shaft back into the noise, letting out a breath you didn't even know you were holding. The breath. Angelic said, "Bro, get the fuck out."
the hell is wrong with you?
What are you doing? And as you get out, you just release all this breath, and all this tension runs out of you. And as you put your hand back, the bow's still there.
Snazzy.
As the foreman looks over at you, sees the shit on your back, and kind of chuckles a second because you just ran up, and then just their eyes go wide seeing the thing on your back. They don't know what the fuck it is, but what the fuck? As they get distracted by 30 other people walking up to them. Welcome to do whatever you want.
Reasonable. I think I'll head on out of the mine now.
Okay. As you head out, the sun is not in the position you left it. You left
I'd
about
hope not.
noon. It's probably about 5 now.
All right.
Uh, yeah, it's probably about 5 in the afternoon. You still got about 2 hours before the rest of them arrive.
Uh,
I'm trying to get you caught back up in the time sphere that they were
right,
in.
right.
Yeah.
Uh, I kind of want to go to the nearest woods where there's no one around and, test the bow a little bit.
All right. You go out into the woods. You look around. No one's really watching you. You pull the bow off your back, and you pull to take your first shot, knowing that the arrow will be there, and it's there. And as you release, it just sinks. You feel a bit of a pull as you release, as you're not used to pulling a bow. And you hit a tree about 100 feet away. And as you go up to look at the arrow, it's sunk halfway into the tree, and the arrow just disappears.
Uh, I'll shoot at another tree, just boom, boom, arrow, arrow, knowing I'm not gonna be the best shot, but see what happens when I
Yeah.
just go back to back there.
Yeah, you miss one or two, but you still sink into another tree. It's pretty heavy.
Well, I was more wanting to see if the arrows will
Yeah.
stay while I'm shooting them.
Uh, you shoot one, the arrow shoots. You shoot another one, the arrow shoots. Uh, each time you pull to shoot another arrow, the arrow you just shot is gone.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a pretty powerful fucking bow that you just found. And you notice some of the villagers that are actively walking around when you were walking out were looking at the bow on your back with awe.
In that case, I'll use my last spell here
Hmm.
and throw down an identify on the bow.
I'm glad you did. It is. I'm not telling chat. I will say message you privately on what the bow is and what it does.
Sounds good.
Your eyes go wide as you're seeing the stats. Uh, it's insane what this bow is. You do know that you need to attune to it.
Do I know how to attend to it?
Yeah, you know how to attune.
Okay.
Uh, that's the common knowledge. You just need to spend an hour focusing on nothing but the bow.
Okay.
It's,
Uh,
it seems I
in
wanted
that
to make the
case,
bow an item earlier than I. Okay, this stream disconnected for half a second. That's weird.
anyway, you're welcome for having the bow early.
Yeah, didn't expect you to go down there. Not that fucking
You didn't
fast.
expect you didn't expect the guy who his sole purpose is to just knowledge to go find knowledge.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting you to go into the mine. I thought you were gonna focus on the statue.
I did, and then I pretty much ran out of checks. In fairness,
That's fair. Yeah, it would take you about an hour to attune to it. So
all right.
if you want to go do
Yeah,
something else, you can and attune to it before you go to bed tonight.
I was planning on doing that before they got back, so
Okay.
that'd kill an hour between
Yeah. Uh,
meeting back up.
it's 2 hours before they get back, and it's an hour to attune. And as you attune to it, you feel the bow kind of pulses for a second, as it's a little bit more powerful than it was earlier.
Is this something I have to do regularly?
No, it's one time situation.
Okay.
You can only be attuned to 3 items at a time. So if you want to attune to another item, you have to get rid of another attuned item, but it's your choice.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's the sun's starting to set at this point, and they came at right at sunset, so you still have about an hour ish.
In that case, I think I'll just head on back.
Okay. You aren't far in the forest. It takes you about 10 minutes.
We get a nerf on Tor half.
Wasn't expecting him to get it. No, not him.
Anyone but him.
Anyone but him. Yeah, it takes you about 10 minutes to get back. Uh, yeah, you have most of the shops across the way from the inn you can go visit. Uh, if you want to go
Oh,
visit them for the first.
what all shops are there
Uh,
again?
there is a general store. There is a potion shop. There is a kind of a weapon slash armor shop, and there's a shop you don't really know what's in it.
Let's head to that one.
Okay, thanks, my guy.
Just for funsies.
Just for funsies.
You're giving me all the fun options right now. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that one made yet, so thank you. Uh, as you head into
Uh,
this shop, you notice it's a shop of curiosities and strange items. You see random bits and bobs, bottles and hairpins. Occasionally, you'll see like a sword and then a shield. It's just random shit. It's a methathema, I think is the word. Just random bullshit.
Okay.
It's neat shit. Some of it's really weird shit you've never seen before. Some of it looks extra plainer. It's just a bunch of weird shit.
I think I'll come back to the store when you have it fully fleshed out.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Bunch of weird shit. You still have the potion shop, armor, and weapon shop. And as you walk
Well,
past it to go to the curiosity shop, you look. You just out of the corner of your eye look and see the owner of the weapon shop look at you with his eyes and mouth salivating by the thing on your back. And he's
I'll
just,
go in then.
huh? As you go in,
No.
you hear a ding as the bell goes off. He's not even looking at the bell. He's already at the fucking counter looking right at you. As you see this humanoid-ish being. He's about 6'5", has weird looking ears, almost cow ears-ish.
Oh, finally, someone taller than me.
Yeah, he's taller than you. Uh, oh fuck, what the fuck are they called? Hold on, I have to look up a race. Oh, a little bit taller now. A little bit taller now. I don't remember the name of this fucking race. A furbog, standing behind it. A blue-skinned humanoid, reddish nose, standing behind the counter.
Rudolph.
Yeah, kinda. More cowish than Rudolph.
Well, you said red nose, so
Yeah.
yeah.
As he's looking at your bow, just eyes wide, never seen shit like it. You
I'll
you see
go
on
ahead.
the walls just some swords and some shields. You see some pretty nice looking swords too. Uh, and some armor on stands, like full armored set stands. And you also see like different kinds of ingots that are also for sale here, just in case the random person wants to come by and be like, "I bought an ingot from the mines. Look at me." Ooh. You also
Nice.
notice that they're definitely more overpriced than they should be.
I'm
It's like 100 gold for one of them.
not selling the bow. I just attuned it to myself.
And as you
Fucking nerd.
walk up, he doesn't even like acknowledge your existence beside the bow.
I'll ask him if he knows anything about it, or you know anything about this, or do you recognize anything from any stories around here or anything? As
Sell
I
the
put the bow on the counter.
sell the bow by the town. Torhath is the king of the town now. Oh God.
The dwarves would accept me because I came out of the mine not screaming with an extra bow, with an extra weapon.
You came out with a better weapon than any of them have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at it for a second, looks at you, looks at it, and says, "I ain't ever seen nothing like this before. I don't even know how much it would be worth."
I don't quite plan on selling it. I just found it here recently and
As he picks
hoping
it,
there'd be something.
as he picks it up a little bit, you notice like he drops it instantly.
Almost
Like
like it's too heavy for him.
not like it's too heavy, like he just got the piss shocked out of him, or he just got burnt.
Oh.
And he says, "That's a weird safety feature." As his eyes like just glaze over a little bit as he's looking it over, and his eyes almost start shining a little bit, but not outwardly, inwardly. And he just shakes his head and he's like, "Well, that didn't fucking work." As he was trying to tell what the fuck it was. Like, no, I've never seen anything like it before.
Hmm. You know anyone around who might?
There's a wizard down the road, as he points the other way than you came, the way that y'all will be going. He might know something about it, but I don't know for certain.
All right. Well,
You get the
thank you
sense
for.
by the down
Go
the
ahead.
road, it's probably a good day or two. it's
Yeah.
it's down the road, but down.
Luckily, it's the direction we'll be heading once we leave here, right?
Yeah, it's the direction you're heading.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Uh, yeah. In that case, yeah. Thank you for looking it over, telling me at least where the wizard is.
You're welcome. And come back for any
Uh,
needs. A bow like that needs really good arrows.
I'll keep that in mind.
And as you start to walk out, you just hear behind you a little bit of like a curse in a language you don't know. He's just like, "Damn it." As you get the sense, he was probably trying to sell you some arrows and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Uh, as you head out, you hear the ding again, and just walk out of sight of them.
All right. In that case, I guess I'll head on back to the inn.
Yeah. As you head back to the inn, you do notice that your companions have arrived by this point. They're already eating. They look worn out and tired and just exhausted from the day.
All right. First I'll head up to the bar, pay another, what is it, 4 copper for a day and a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that first, and then I'll head over there.
Oh yeah, they're also covered in webbing, ish. They're like small bits and pieces of webbing or webbing or uh, webbing on them. As you see, as you start to head that way, you see that oh god, hold on. Colossus, Galloway, and Lillian start going up to their room,
All right.
exhausted for the day. You see that uh god damn it, I can never remember Kellen's fucking character's name.
Varnish or something.
Yeah, the wood varnish. The wood elf varnish. Varys is drinking at the bar, but he looks exhausted from the day.
Yeah, I'll head over to him, sit next to him
Yeah.
if he's not leaving with them, then.
He doesn't leave with them. He just sits there drinking. He's slowly eating at his food and just kind of like that sense you get of somebody who's just been a long day at work and they really don't want to talk, but they're just like there if you want to
Right.
talk.
Right.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to do Kellen's character.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, if
I
he's
didn't realize
watching,
that they had.
if Kellen's watching this, he could hop in for a hot second. Kellen would join the
Oh.
chat. All right, hold on. Yeah, Kellen, if you want to join, just for the end, it's probably not gonna be much longer. I'd say in maybe
Yeah,
another 20 minutes at best.
I figured it was about to end right there. I
Yeah,
didn't
just
know that they had gone. Just hop in the lobby chat.
hop in the lobby and I'll move you over. A little bit
Yeah,
more.
I didn't realize that they had all parted to their room.
Yeah, technically I ended last session on all of you sleeping
Nah,
because I did something to Bug. That was pretty funny.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, he's in there. All right. Hello, Kellen. Hello. Hello.
Dude, fucking spider horses.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is in character. Cool.
God, spider horses, hyenas that turned into walking hyenas.
You know the name of
Oh,
them is Noel. You know the name.
as a character or as a player, I couldn't remember the name Noel
Oh,
because I
yeah.
wasn't prepared.
Yeah, as a character
Fucking
you
Noel,
would know him.
man. Fucking Noel.
Sounds like you need a extra couple drinks there.
Ugh. Well, at
If
least it was a profitable day. Oh, and our amnesiac friend got a spider horse.
oh,
Yeah, if you go check those things out, they're nightmare fuel.
I took a peek at them coming in, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess I'll get a closer look at them now.
They gallop and skitter. It's amazing.
I could only imagine.
Yeah. How was what you were working on?
That statue is pretty sure that's actually a dude.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um,
Well,
sucks for that guy.
probably has something to do with the murals in the mine shaft that the dwarves have you sign a waiver to go down.
Wait, you went into the mine?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
um, interesting. Anything cool besides some paintings?
Uh, definitely. Oh, the bow was definitely cool. I point to my back here.
Yeah, you see this glowing 6 foot tall bow that's on his back. He doesn't have any arrows for it. He just has this massive bow on his back.
That that is that is a bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
As
you
you're
use
looking
that?
at it, actually, as you're looking at it. Torhath's really not. It actually
Hmm.
shrinks a little bit and only turns into a short bow on his back. It's only 3 foot tall.
How much you want for it?
I think the weapons shop just tried to buy it from me and he couldn't even hold it. You want to give it a shot?
Uh, yeah.
Kellen,
All
what
right.
alignment are you?
Uh, I don't have my sheet in front of
I
me.
can look if you want me to.
I want to say I'm chaotic neutral.
Okay, hold on. Background. You are chaotic neutral. As you go to
Yeah.
touch the bow, it's almost a shocking feeling that you shouldn't touch it.
Nope. 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 Okay. It doesn't like me either.
Oh, interesting.
Uh, you can. You obviously can touch it. Maybe the high elf can.
Who knows? It
Yeah.
was 10 feet. It was bigger than this when I got it.
Interesting. Oh, I would keep that hidden away. It's kind of drawing attention to itself.
If I knew how, I would.
That's fair. Fair. But
Yeah, also some real spooky voices in that mine shaft too, if you're not careful.
you're not selling me on going in there.
Not yet.
Oh, fair. Tell you what, how about we get the group together in the morning and we can discuss it?
All right.
All right. I flip a I flip a gold to turn here. I can't think of character names.
Torhath.
Thorhath.
Hora, yeah. I flip him a gold. Drinks are on me for the night.
Sounds good.
I throw deuces and head to my room.
Yep. As Varus heads to his room, the bar is still active. It's not late in relative terms. It's just all of them looked extremely exhausted from the previous day. But the night's still young for you. You can drink the night away, or you can just head to bed.
I think I'll have just a couple and head to bed.
Okay. You have your couple of drinks and you head to bed. And as you begin to go to sleep, you go to sleep fine, like normal. The bow, you sit across the room on a on the dresser. You don't have any problems throughout the night from the waking realm. But as you're asleep, you just see this figure in the distance. Massive figure, almost 15 feet tall. Standing in the distance from you, these massive spread out wings and a glowing form. And he just looks at you, head tilting a little bit, curious. And that's really the only dream you have that night. As that's where we're gonna end turn session from the night. Uh, I hope y'all enjoy these smaller on just personal character sessions. That I might do if people are missing just one episode and want to make up. But that'll be it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching.
Hell yeah.
I hope y'all who know lore know how that shit was. Turn doesn't. This is great.
Nope.
He don't know what he just uncovered. I hope
Nope.
Gold at least knows. Uh, that was yeah. So thank y'all for watching. We will be here at Thursday at 6 Central for the actual episode and the fallout of whatever the fuck Turn found.
Whatever the fuck just happened.
Yeah. And what the other characters think about what Turn has done. Yes, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. I wish I had something that I could post at the end of the streams as an overlay to say when the streams are. But as PCM has been very kind to me in making some of the art that y'all have seen recently, I shan't ask her for another piece till next week. So, thank y'all for watching. Bye.
Yep.